Good morning, and welcome to another episode of More Than a Sport, Inspirational TV. I am your host, Abdul Rahim Laquan or Sr., aka Arlos.
And I am your co-host, Ashley Claudio. Good morning and welcome, guys. We're happy to have you join us this morning.
Welcome, guys. So today is episode 19, Ash. We're moving
episode
up.
19, that's a good number.
Yes, we're starting to climb the charts. We're starting to actually get up in numbers. So I can't wait till we get to like episode 50 or something like that. We got to do a big celebration.
Right?
Something got to happen big for episode 50. So I'm excited about that and excited to really pretty much keep recording and to keep on, to keep doing what we're doing. Getting great responses from people, and people are starting to understand. Not so much understand, but people are starting to give good feedback. People are starting to buy into the show. I've been promoting the show amongst my the retired NFL players on our little website thing we have it. So I want you guys look forward to seeing one of my former, not my actual teammate, but one of my colleagues of the NFL, one of retired players, those guys coming on and talking to us and trying to inspire, encourage, and motivate us, like me and Ashley's doing on a regular basis. Yes. But breakfast talk, Ash. How was your last 2 days? Talk to us.
My last 2 days have been good. I mean, just working, balancing home life, work life, the normal, staying inside. I know for us in New Jersey, we have officially gotten the word that schools will not reopen. So remote learning will continue. I mean, that was something we were, I think everyone was expecting anyway, but now it's like official. No, we're not returning to school. So I guess now everybody's going to have to implement summer programs or how we're going to go into the next school year. We don't have to worry about that now for the last coming months. So that's basically what's going on around my way. What about you? What's going on over there with you?
Well, my school, we actually launched on Monday, May 4th. We actually launched our actual online learning. So our online learning platform, which is a program we use called Play-Doh, we officially launched on Monday. The school district of Philadelphia, which is the school district I work for, we were able to get the students laptop computers. Not saying we, but the district was able to get all the students who came and applied laptop computers, made sure that they have the internet. So the school district of Philadelphia and the Xfinity Comcast company, some way, somehow, I guess, came together to make sure the kids had computers, and make sure the kids had internet so that they could get online and continue the online learning through the platform that they have set up, which is Play-Doh. And that was wonderful to have that. Of course, it's a little confusing because the kids are so used to having us there to kind of just give them a sense of direction. I work at a transitional school, so a lot of the kids, quote unquote, was found that they can learn in a regular academic setting or may have some behavioral issues, and they were sent to my school. And we sit there, we're pretty hands-on with them. And I think the kids enjoyed that because, we broke everything down and simplified it to help them to learn better. And I think that by us not being there to be hands-on, and we can't be as hands-on as we like to with the internet learning, I think some of the kids initially are finding the adjusting to the new platform a little frustrating, but I think eventually, because we're learning it as well, and I'm relearning it because I remember a few years ago I worked at a school that all we did was online learning. It was a reform school for young men, and we had an online learning, and Play-Doh was the platform that we use. So for me, it's just refamiliarizing myself with that platform and then being able to facilitate the kids through it and helping them with the knowledge of things that I have on that platform.
That's phenomenal. That's awesome. That's really good that they were able to do what was necessary to make sure, all the students were able to have internet and get that access to a computer. So I say congratulations, because that's a big step. It's a big hurdle that has to get passed with a lot of communities. So I think that's awesome. That's a really good thing to hear.
Right.
Makes me happy.
Philadelphia is a very, very big city, and it's a very big school district. So for them to really, not every kid, now I'm not saying every kid has a computer, but the kids and the parents who came down to the school district building to apply for the computers and get it and let them know, hey, we need internet access as well, they was able to make that happen. So all the parents and the students that took the initiative, they were all compensated, with the computer or with the internet, whatever it is that they needed to kind of make
That's awesome.
make everything going. So yes, that was really well, and want to applaud Philadelphia School District for that, because that was a really good job on them. And I also want to give a shout out to my organization, my company I work for, which is called Camelot, and I want to give a shout out to them because we have been working hard and tirelessly to make sure that our students in particular are getting the resources and things that they need to be successful in the classroom as well on this online learning.
That's great. That's good to hear.
Yeah, so now, with Breakfast Talk, we typically like to give our shout outs today. So today, starting off, we want to give a shout out to our More Than a Sport Essential Worker All-Star. And do you want to announce who that is today for us?
Yes, so today our Essential Worker All-Star is somebody who's very dear to my heart, my stepdad, Mr. Rohan Bent. He works tirelessly as it is as a provider and a dad in my household, my home, my family's home. And he's just been putting himself out there. He works in the medical field. He deals with COVID patients, and he's risking his life every day, and we love him. So we just want to give the appreciation and big shout out to all the hard work that he's doing and that he continuously does on a daily basis. So thank you for your hard work and effort, Pop. We love you.
Hey, thank you, and we love you too over at More Than Sport. Thank you for being such a great man. Thank you for really taking your job, man, to heart and getting out there and servicing people. And Ashley told me that he goes inside of people's homes and stuff like that. So he's really like on the front line, ground zero down there working. So our prayers and our thoughts are with him to make sure he stays protected and safe. And we want to say thank you and congratulations for making it to the More Than a Sport Inspirational All-Star team. And what you will be getting, you're going to be getting a t-shirt that'll be going out for you today. You get a water bottle, and then you'll get a mask, a custom More Than a Sport respiratory mask. All right. So again, congrats to you. Hats off to you, Mr. Rohan.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And now we give a shout out to our partners. So how about you give a shout out to which is the biggest of the biggest partners? Let them know where we coming from. This beloved community that we're building.
Yeah, so shout out to Parents Engaging Parents and all the parents that we engage with. Thank you for your involvement. Thank you for your participation. And, thank you for trusting in us as parents and being a team with us. So, PEP.
Parents Engaging Parents. Let's go.
Yes.
And More Than a Sport 2020, Parents Engaging Parents 2020. Let's do this.
Yes,
and
definitely.
then I want to give a shout out to my homegirl, Crystal Evans, who will be on the show this Friday, speaking to us about some financial literacy. So if you guys are interested in learning some financial literacy, please come on Friday. But I want to give a shout out to our partners over at Money Talks EDU. Crystal Evans, shout out to you guys. Again, Crystal will be here Friday to speak to you guys about financial literacy, as well as me and Ashley were speaking to you guys about investing in yourself. So that's Friday's episode. Investing in yourself. So if you guys interested in wanting to see what we have to share about that, we will look forward to seeing you guys on Friday, all right? Along with Crystal Evans as our guest, our invited guest from Friday, all right? Or do we have any more shout outs you can think of, Ash, so that we can make sure that we're showing?
I think that's it for now. I think that's it for the shout outs. Yeah, I think it's time to talk about what's necessary to be talked about this morning.
That's what I'm talking about. And we all know what that means. That is our main topic.
Main topic.
You hear the bell. When you guys hear that bell, you know what time it is. I mean, we about to get dark and deep. So the bell is letting you guys know what time it is. All right. So Ash.
Yes.
Topic. Why don't you fill us in on what we were talking about today for our main topic?
Yeah, so today we talked about a lot of things that have been important, but today we're going to be discussing making good decisions. So, we all have to make decisions every day. So that's what we're going to be discussing this morning.
Correct. And what we're going to do, guys, we're not going to sit there and be all cliches with it, right? Because we all know that in order to make it in life, you have to make good decisions, right? That's just clear cut, right? You want good results out of life, then you have to make good decisions. And I just want to piggyback off that, saying that not everyone, unfortunately, you can make all the right decisions that you need to make and still end up getting a short end of the stick, right? but that doesn't mean that your just due isn't coming. So you still keep making good decisions, and don't let the mishaps or the unfortunate situations occurring to affect you. All right, don't allow that to affect you. Make sure that you guys stay focused, and make sure that you guys are staying along the lines of wanting to make good decisions. But today we're going to talk to you guys about 5 things that we feel can put you on the path to making good decisions. And that's what we're going to speak about today. So how about you start us off today with it, Ash?
Yeah, so making good decisions, you said 5 things. So one of the first things that is very necessary with making good decisions is identifying your goal. And that goal could be anything in your life, right? You have different goals, whether it be career, your health, your fitness, any decision that you have set for yourself. You have to set that goal. Make sure that you're passionate for that goal, and of course, I have to say, set your intentions and be positive. But for me, the decisions I make every day matter because I'm a mom and I'm a woman raising a woman, right? So I have to make sure the decisions I make are the right decisions because she's mirroring me. She will become the woman that she sees her mother being every day. So definitely having to assess myself and make sure those decisions are followed. And but the biggest thing is with making a decision when you find that goal is the bigger picture, knowing where you're going, where you're headed, and keeping your eye on the prize, and not forgetting what that bigger picture is, heading in the right direction, and facing anything with full force, but just really giving your all and keeping your eye on the prize is definitely a big thing with, identifying your goals when making a decision.
Nice. So I get it. So the first thing, what you're saying is that first we have to, if we want to start making decisions, first we have to realize what we want to make good decisions on, basically, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll follow back. I'll piggyback off with that. Where the next thing we want to say is, gathering the right information for weighing your options. So if you're saying and my goal in life is to, go to school, have a family, have a good job and work, and then you have to pretty much weigh the options. So what are some of the things that you have to do? What are some of the things that you're going to have to sacrifice? What are some of the things that you're going to have to focus more on? Basically, you're going to have to research and learn any and everything that's going to be beneficial to your success. All right. And then once you pretty much, gather all the information and after you identify what your goal is, then it's pretty much weighing the good versus the bad, gains versus losses, and we have to always keep that in mind, because in order for us to really stay on this path of making good decisions, it's a fine line that we have to walk, and the decisions have to be first and foremost beneficial to us, because there's no need for us to do anything in life if it's not going to benefit us. But once it benefits us, then of course, we want it to benefit our loved ones as well. So we always have to be important at what we're going after, the goals and things that we're setting our sights on, and these decisions that we're making. Yes, most importantly, that it's benefiting us, but secondary, it's benefiting our loved ones. And like you said, you have a daughter that you're raising, so decisions you make will affect her. Just like me as a father, decisions I make will affect my children, and my family and stuff like that. So all these things we have to pretty much take into consideration, And what would you say would be the next step after that?
Definitely considering, your consequences and what's important as you go down that path. So you have your big picture, where you're headed, and your mindset, right? And you gotta see it to believe it, and you have to become it. And then you said weighing out your options, but now you have to consider the consequences that may come your way when you're headed down that path, right? I know for me, with my experience being a single woman, having to balance out the pros and the cons when I made that decision, as a single parent period, it doesn't matter if you're a male or female, just being able to say what consequences are going to come my way, what sacrifices am I going to have to make as I go along, what is necessary for me to remain afloat, and make sure that I stay steady and I stay on point, and I remain in the game at all times, right? And just really observing, and at the same time embracing all of the consequences and the possible obstacles that may affect you while you go down that path. So what about you? Have you ever found yourself with consequences or having to go down that path? And
yeah, so as a teenager, growing up in Elizabeth, just like how it may be the same thing in Paterson, New Jersey, right? As a young man, we're, the city is unforgiving in a sense when it comes to like our teens and our youth and the peer pressure things that we go through. So just like myself and probably a lot of the other young men, and I know I have some teammates with the Paterson with, but we all have some similarities to them.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, you grew up in the inner city, so we don't see too many of the doctors and, the dads and all that. Not saying they're not there, but, a lot of us didn't grow up with that, had that, I was fortunate to grow up in the house because my mom, my stepdad they worked hard. They worked and made sure it was good. But still in all, when you leave that influence of your home, you're out and about and you're out in the city. So what are some of the things that we kids see? You see the drug dealers with the fancy cars and nice chains and all that stuff. And as a young man, I begin to idolize those things. So we as young men begin to idolize those things. So you start to gravitate to those sort of things, and before you know it, it's like you're faced with a decision. So it's like, man, like you got to consider the consequences before the consequences are actually upon your doorstep. And now you're forced to deal with some stuff and, come to amends with some things that you don't need to be. And that's why it's important to consider the consequences, because everything that glitters isn't gold, as they say. So it's very important to be,
especially materialistic things.
Yeah. So it's very important to make sure like you're considering the consequence. Like, again, just imagine if I took the route of saying, I'm gonna go out there and try to work my butt off to be this big time drug dealer or whatever, you guys probably wouldn't be speaking to me today, but I had to weigh those consequences in, and that helped me to make my decision, and then seeing others, who made the decision to follow that path or wanting to be like out in the street life and stuff, and how they were unsuccessful, helped me to make my decision as well. So seeing them helped me to consider the consequences and seeing the repercussion stuff that they were dealing with and being dealt. Right. So that helped me out, And I would say, the next thing I would say would be making a good decision. So we sit there, we identify, what it is that we want to do, which is our goal. So we identified that goal, right? Then we gathered information on what it is that we want to make our goal and to go to follow. And the third thing was we considered the consequences of it all. Now it's time to make a decision. We don't went study A, B, C, D, and E, right? Came up with a master plan, a foolproof plan. So if A doesn't work, then we got B. If B doesn't work, then we have C, and so forth and so on, right? Now it's time to basically start the race. As we said in episode 14, it's time to start the race. It's time to put the rubber to the ground and let's get the rolling. Because at this point, all those ideals and all that research you did and all that thinking about the good consequences and the bad consequences, all those things going through your head. Now it's time to start to collect some data off all that, because if you don't make a decision to start, then it's always going to just be a thought, but you don't know whether you're going to be successful or whether you're going to fail. So at that point, it's important to take all that knowledge that you gain and to utilize it, and once you utilize it, of course, there's going to be some tweaking along those lines, because again, it's, one of the things that we're going to gain is knowledge of what we're doing. So it's going to be great to kind of gain that knowledge. And as time go on, of course, we start to change and tweak things, and things begin
learn from your experiences. And
yes. And so, and those things begin to shape you and to get to pull you to, trying to form you to success, put you in the direction of success. And that's a very good thing,
Yeah, and, definitely. That's like I said in our last episode, when we spoke about ego, you have to really say to yourself, I'm under construction, and things come as you go, unexpectedly. You gotta just go with the flow, right? And just push forward to what that bigger picture is, especially when making the right decision, taking action.
Correct. And I mean, that point right there you just made, that last point was very good. That was very good. And I think that's something very important that people have to understand, that, listen, you know what? I'm under construction. So when you're under construction, you know, you might put a nail in the wrong place because, you know, it's being done. Okay, if you pull it out, repair it, and go and put it in the right place.
You learn.
Yes. So saying all that, and now that we know, you know, we want to identify, you know, our goals, we want to consider, you know, gather and consider all the information that we're going to need, evaluate the consequences, good and bad, right? And then we want to make a decision. What would be some of the final things that you would say to a person when we're trying to put them on the path of making good decisions?
So like, you know, last but not least, of course, which is more important than the first one, seeing it and believing it, would be just evaluating that decision as you go. Like you said, you know, things come about. You don't really know how you're going to handle it, how you're going to manage it, but you really have to evaluate it as you go. Because every day you learn something new. Every day something else happens that you have to take on and just handle. There's hurdles with every step you take in life, right? So, you know, while you're on your journey towards that decision or towards that passionate goal that you're going towards, you know, just go as hard as you can, no matter what. And just while you're evaluating the steps you're taking, you may have to change some stuff up. You know, we have we were blessed to be born with the power of choice. And with that choice, you might have to make some adjustments and adjust your circumstances as you go along, to prevent that standstill attitude. Because you could be going hard every day, but you know, something that you're doing is just keeping you stagnant. It's just keeping you steady. Right? It's just that one little thing that you have to hurdle over. And sometimes you don't realize it on day 5, but you may see it day 55. So now what are you going to do to be able to just pass that little step or that little hurdle that you have to adjust and change in order to achieve that goal that you have set for yourself? And also just not giving up and trusting the process, trusting that where you're headed is meant to be where you're headed, and not giving up. Keep it going, stay positive, you know, just give it your all no matter what comes your way. Adjust to the process and adjust to whatever is happening in that moment.
That goes back to us dealing with the, you know, in the sense of the why me. You know, why me? Why did I choose to go this goal? But it's a reason for it behind, because there's a lesson for you to learn from it. And that lesson is going to be beneficial and crucial to your success in the future. And to give like some final thoughts on what you were saying about evaluating your decision, we all know that experience is the best teacher.
Yes.
You know, so it's important, you know, that we go through some things, because it's going to teach us something, as we just said. It's going to teach us a lot. And when you have a lot of fails that you experience in life, it's going to transition to a success. It's going to transition to you not failing, to you doing good, to you accomplishing, you know, what you set out to do. And sometimes you got to fall 3, 4, 5 times, you know, but falling again doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that, listen, you got to get back up again and retry, you know? So just make sure that we're all learning from our mistakes, because again, it's going to be the best teacher that we can ever have.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things about life. That's it. You got it right. You got it right. You got it right. Well, Ash, if we had to think of a goal right now, just give us a quick, you know, just off the top, give us one thing, right, that right now that you're working towards, that you have to make a good decision on. What is one thing that you're working on right now that you could say that everything that we just spoke about, you actually following that process of trying to get on this path of making a good decision for this one thing? Because we already know that, you know, as adults now, that we're on the path of making good decisions. Like, that's just our everyday model, right? But what is one of the things that this model that we're trying to talk to and teach others is taking effect into your life right now?
Definitely staying consistent, right? That's a lesson that I learned last week, like that we mentioned in our previous episode. I think it was on, what was it? The Why Me, like you said, where we mentioned how persistence is nothing without consistency. So just definitely staying consistent and staying on my A game, you know, as I work full time. I, do my community service work with Parents Engaging Parents full time. Sometimes we're out here, doing work, boots on the ground, giving back to our community, and it takes time and effort. And a lot of my spare time is a full-time job. It goes to that. So just being able to balance that out and making the good decisions as I go, because definitely you hit a nerve, and then sometimes it's like, you know what, today I can't do it. Like, I'm just so tired. Or you make up these excuses in your mind. That's where your ego kicks in, right? And your ego's trying to defeat you and tell you, you're tired, go to sleep. No, I'm not tired. I'm just gonna keep it going. I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna persevere. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna keep it afloat and push myself. So that's just something that, like you have to adjust to every day. That comes with, evaluating the decisions you make as you go along and being able to better yourself.
Right. And I would just say for myself is just, again, getting back to like the decision I want to make to say, hey, listen, I want to start getting on, the Facebook or live or YouTube, and just start talking to people about making good decisions, or why me, or, paying it forward, or get to start the race. Like, these are some of the things that started with me. And I had to sit there and get the ideal first, come up with the idea of what I want to do and set my goals. And then after that, I just had to follow the process. I gathered all the information I needed. I thought about the consequences. I went on ahead and just pretty much, started the race, made the decision to go. And now, as we go on daily, we're evaluating these decisions that we make, and it seems like we're doing an okay job. And people at the same time is evaluating us as well, and they are giving us feedback. And we would love for you guys to comment below any feedback that you guys have for us, because it's going to help us to become better, because your experiences, our experiences, is going to make us give you guys a better inspirational show in the morning. So we would definitely love for you guys to chime in and to help us out with that, and help us to continue to improve the show, and to continue to give you guys content that you guys will enjoy waking up in the morning and listening to and watching.
Yes.
So now, Ashley, that we have pretty much gave them some good information on making some good decisions. What a good job today. I think it's time we go ahead and shout out. So, and I want you to go ahead and start off and give us a shout out, and talk to the people about how they can get in contact with Parents Engaging Parents.
So you can get in contact with Parents Engaging Parents. First, you can go to our website, parentsengagingparents.org, and make sure you check out the work that we're doing throughout the state of New Jersey. Or if you want to get in contact with us, you could definitely follow us on Facebook, or you could even definitely join our virtual community check-ins that happen every Wednesday and Friday evenings at 6 p.m. So we will be meeting tonight at 6 p.m. virtually via Zoom. So if you're interested in joining us during those virtual community check-ins, where we talk about education or anything that matters to you that's going on in your community, and just checking in with each other as parents, definitely join us. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Erica or Altair. Shout out to them as well, my PEP team. And just, engage us, and we will definitely keep in contact with you and see what we can do to move things forward if you're interested in working with us with Parents Engaging Parents.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And if you guys want to get in contact with us over at More Than the Sport, just to give you guys a heads up, right? So if you guys want to get in contact with Parents Engaging Parents, you can't get in contact. Ashley, Erica, Altair, guys, reach out to me. I am part of Parents Engaging Parents as well. If you can't get me for More Than the Sport, guys, reach out to Ashley, reach out to Erica, reach out to Altair, because we are one big family. So we can all help each other out when it comes to either one of the organizations. So if you guys want to get in contact with More Than the Sport, you can find us at More Than the Sport on Facebook. You can find us at More Than the Sport on Instagram. You guys can find us at the new More Than the Sport on Twitter. And we also have a YouTube channel named More Than the Sport. And finally, we have a website, www.morethanthesport.com. All right. And if you guys like the show, we film every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we air at 8 a.m. every day on those days. All right. So if you guys want to get involved, guys, please check us out. Please comment, please like, please share, please subscribe to the channel, and please feel free to contact us, guys, if you want to get involved. We're always looking for people to have on the show. Our goal is to inspire, motivate, and encourage people throughout the day. So if you feel that you're one of those people who can do one of those three things, reach out to us. We would love to have you on the show and sit there and talk and dialogue and help you to get your message of how you're inspiring, encouraging, motivating your community out to the world through our network, all right?
I have one more shout out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just give a shout out to you, the viewer, and just remind you to be the greatest you that you can be today and tomorrow and every day that comes. So shout out to you guys for supporting us. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you guys. And that was major, Ashley. Thank you for that. Again, guys,
Yes.
catch us on this Friday. We will have our guest, Crystal Evans, and Money Talk EDU. And we're going to be talking about investing in yourself and financial literacy. All right. So, guys, make sure that we see you on Friday.
Guys.
Ashley, if you got anything else you want to share, if not,
that's it.
Guys, remember, it's always more than a sport.
Yes.
I like that song right there.
Yeah.